Hi everyone, I wanted to come on and read a story with you today. The story I wanted to read is called Arthur's TV Trouble. I'm sure a lot of you know all about Arthur, and I'm sure a lot of you have been watching a lot of TV during this quarantine. So I thought, let's put them together. Let's read a book about Arthur's TV Trouble. And the author's name is Mark Brown. So after our story, I want you to stay tuned because I want you to do some writing based on the story. Okay? It all started while Arthur was watching the Bionic Bunny show. Dogs love 'em, said the announcer. The amazing treat timer. Treat your pet to treat timer. Only $19.95. Treats may vary. Batteries not included. If you love your pet, get a treat timer. Wow, said Arthur. Pal needs one of those. Ads for the treat timer were everywhere. Now Arthur really wanted one. Arthur counted his money. DW helped. Even with all my birthday money, he said, I only have $10.03. I know what you're thinking, said DW. She ran to go protect her cash register. Arthur decided to ask Dad for an advance on his allowance. Gee, I'd love to help, said Dad, but my catering business is a little slow right now. Arthur knew Mom would understand. Money doesn't grow on trees, said Mother. And I think Pal likes treats from you, not from a machine. On the way to school, Arthur was walking very slowly. What are you doing? Asked Buster. Looking for money, said Arthur. I want to buy Pal a treat timer. Those are very expensive, said Buster. You need a job. I need a miracle, said Arthur. At school, while everyone else took the spelling test, Arthur daydreamed about the treat timer. Mr. Ratburn asked Arthur to stay after school to take the test over. Arthur took the long way home so he could think of a good excuse for why he was late. Mr. Sipple was cleaning his garage. Hi, Arthur, he said. Every 50 years I clean the place out. I could use a little help. I could use a little money, said Arthur. All these newspapers need to be recycled, said Mr. Sipple. I'll pay you 50 cents a stack to take them out to the curb. Great, said Arthur. I'll do it tomorrow. I won't be home until after dinner, said Mr. Sipple, but you can get started. Everything you need to do the job is here. I'm rich, thought Arthur. All of a sudden, Arthur was in a big hurry to get home. I've got a job, cried Arthur. Now I can buy a treat timer. Can I go to the mall with you? Asked DW. Sure, said Arthur. I wish you were rich all the time, said DW. You're much nicer. The next day, Arthur counted the stacks as he pulled them to the curb. 24. That makes 12 whole dollars, said Arthur. I'll come back later to collect. You look exhausted, said DW when Arthur got home. I don't want to see another newspaper for a long, long time, said Arthur. Well, then don't look out the window, said DW. So that's what the string was for, said Arthur. I'd better hurry before Mr. Sipple gets home. Wait for me, said DW. You're in big trouble, said DW. You missed them over there. These stacks could be a lot neater. Are you using double knots? Nice work, said Mr. Sipple when he got home. Here's your $12. Thank you, sir, said Arthur. I helped, said DW. Don't I get something? You get a trip to the mall. Remember, said Arthur. The next morning, Arthur and his family were the first ones at the mall. Arthur put his money on the counter. "One treat timer, please," he said. "It looks bigger on TV," said Arthur when he saw the box. "You assemble it, of course," said the salesperson, "and remember, all sales are final." "5 hours later, the treat timer was assembled. "You're going to love it, pal," said Arthur. Pal sniffed it. Arthur turned it on. It clicked. Lights flashed. Treats shot out like rockets. Pal let out a loud bark and ran for cover. "Turn it off," yelled Mother. "I'm trying to," said Arthur, "but I think it's broken." "And remember," said DW, "all sales are final." Arthur went to his room to be alone. "I'm worried," said Mother. "He's been up there for hours." "I know how to get him out," said DW. "It's 7 o'clock," she yelled up the stairs. "The Bionic Bunny show is on." Seconds later, Arthur appeared. "Sit down," said DW, "so I can protect your eyes from those nasty commercials." "I don't need these," said Arthur. "There's no way a TV ad will get my hard-earned money again." "It's the magic disappearing box," said the announcer. "Astound your friends, eliminate your enemies. The magic disappearing box from Kid Tricks." Said Arthur. "Now this could be useful." "What would you ever do with that?" asked DW. "Oh," said Arthur, "you might be surprised." The end. So from the story, you learned that Arthur's TV trouble really came with what he saw on TV. He saw some great advertisements and he really wanted to buy something. So now for your writing, I want to know your opinion because opinion writing is something that we're going to be talking about. So I want to know, if you were watching TV and you saw advertisements, what would you want to buy? So I want to know, what type of thing would you want to buy that you've seen on TV? I'm sure you've seen lots of commercials, lots of them as we've been watching TV. So think about the one thing that you would want to buy. It's your opinion. Whatever one you want to pick, you can pick. I also want to know, what type of job would you get so that you could buy that thing? Because I don't know if you're like me, but when I was a kid, my parents didn't just give me money, I had to earn it. So I want you to think about two things. I want you to think about, what type of thing would you want to buy if you could buy one thing that you saw on TV, and what would you do to get the money? What type of job would you do? Maybe it's something around the house. Maybe it's something that someone in your extended family, like your aunt or uncle, wanted you to do. Maybe somebody in the neighborhood. Think about a job that you could do as a kid to get that money. So I want you to write about two different things. It's all your opinion, whatever you want to write about. The first thing is, what type of thing would you want to buy? And how would you raise that money to buy it? So let's see how many sentences you can come up with, and really how many paragraphs you can come up with. So remember, just like always, handwriting counts, and don't forget your punctuation. Okay? Do a great job on it. And once again, if you do an awesome job on this and you want to share it with your teacher, take a picture of it and send it to us. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the story today.